Yo guys, what is going on? This is Bird5, and today I'm going to go over the roster update, go over some new missions and some new players that MLB The Show released yesterday. So we're going to start with the roster update and start with starting pitchers. Again, I'm not going to go through everything. I'm just going to go over like the main ones. So for starting pitchers, I would say the big one here is Severino. Got a +3. So I think he was well deserved of that, and yeah, no really big surprise there. Michael Walker got a +3. That kind of surprised me. He is pitching better as of late, and he's having a decent season. I was just surprised they upgraded him so quickly. Brandon McCarthy a +3. Bartolo Colon went to the Angels. He is a 77. Sonny Gray +2. I really haven't been paying much attention to Sonny Gray this year, to be honest, but maybe I will start trying to pay more attention to him. Let's see here. Starting pitchers: Phil Hughes -1, and Chris Stamen -4. Relievers, let's see if there's any. Only downgrades, really. Looks like a lot of these are positional changes. I'll tell you though, like they definitely missed some relievers, in my opinion. Joe Blanton got a downgrade, -7. For closers and relievers, I really think, well, Betances, I was really surprised he did not get downgraded at this point, and there's some others too. Keep in mind, guys, I do roster predictions every 2 weeks for my Twitch subs. And the reason I don't do that publicly is because it kind of just defeats the purpose of it. Everybody watches those videos and the prices go up. Like, for instance, Justin Turner's price went up, I don't know exactly, but it went up to like almost what his price is now as a diamond, so you really don't even benefit from it. But I do look into this stuff every 2 weeks for Twitch subs. And let's see, we'll get to here. Joey Votto got a +2. I really think that he should have got a better upgrade. Contact versus lefties went down -9. I thought he was actually hitting lefties really well. I don't remember, but they did give him an upgrade. They gave him +12 overall to power, +3 to contact. I mean, I'll take that. I thought it could have been a little bit better. He's like having a very, very good year, especially against lefties. He's killing lefties this year. That's the only first baseman that I see. There's a lot of guys that need to change the splits for too. Daniel Murphy got a +1, by the way. 11 contact to +11 contact to lefties. I mean, he's a solid choice at second base. I mean, I really don't see this card, and I think the main reason is because people had him early on, especially for the Nationals team Epic, and now you just don't. I guess people just get sick of using him. Anthony Rendon. Now, I've definitely started to pay more attention to this guy. Honestly, I think he's up there for an MVP candidate type of season. +2, so definitely keep an eye on him. Like, he is having a very solid year. And Justin Turner, as far as I know, this is the only gold to diamond, and I had this predicted, so I mean, there's some others that I haven't. I don't want to go over the ones that I didn't get right, but this one I thought was pretty easy, honestly. Like, they need to upgrade his hitting versus lefties. He got a -6 to power versus righties, but it's nice to see they gave him +5 and +12 to, you know, attributes like vision and discipline, because those do matter a lot for your overall. But I think personally, I got 30 Justin Turners. I think I got some other players invested that haven't went up yet, but I'm glad to see Justin Turner. If he didn't get upgraded this week, I was going to be really shocked. Josh Donaldson a -2. I think that's kind of, I don't know. He hasn't really played that much this year. 175 at bats, and he seems like he's been kind of banged up. But yeah, he got a -2. He's still a diamond. I don't know. I think that's a little harsh, especially since guys like Miguel Cabrera have not been downgraded yet. It just seems like they're just kind of, I don't know if they're not, I don't know if they're biased or they just kind of are not paying attention to some guys. Power got a +4. Doesn't really mean much there. Cespedes, he finally got a -2. I know he's been kind of banged up this year. He's having an okay year. He's just, I don't know, he's just not really hitting for as much power, even though he does have a .506 slugging. I feel like his fielding is really overrated, but in the beginning of the year, I felt like he deserved a little more power. And you guys can see they finally started to give him more conventional splits. I know last year he had like those reverse splits, but he is no longer a diamond, and that's going to make the Mets team Epic a lot cheaper to do. So if you guys are thinking about doing that, yeah, I'm sure Cespedes is a lot cheaper now. Dustin Fowler +6. I think he's a newly added player. And Bryce Harper also got a +2. Andrew McCutchen is still a right fielder out. Anyways, Bryce Harper, another well-deserved upgrade. And again, I don't really see people use him as much, but he's still a very solid card. And McCutchen, he needs to be changed to a center fielder. I mean, there's still a lot of stuff they missed this week, in my opinion. A lot of stuff. there's some players on the Royals, you know, maybe 2 or 3 that I think they kind of missed. I don't know. I just don't know why it takes them so much longer to upgrade certain players or downgrade them. Anyways, that's it for the roster update. I don't think I missed anybody. You guys said I missed people last week, but I thought I went over every position. I don't name every single player, though. That's the thing. So anyways, I'm going to go over some new missions, some new players in Diamond Dynasty. They added some new players to the ticket counter. They added this All-Star Summer Epic. I don't even know what it's called. I haven't even logged on to look at it really yet. So there's some new players available through that route. There's also some new BR rewards that we'll look at as well. First, let's just go to the ticket counter. So there's a new Cliff Floyd right here. Honestly, a very solid card. Haven't even looked at his attributes yet, but he's a very solid hitter across the board. I figured he would be like heavy versus one side, but he's very balanced. He actually has pretty good speed. Well, at least for Cliff Floyd, in my opinion. I don't picture him having 73 speed. That's pretty good. And too bad he can't play like first base or something, because this would be a really sick card at first base. He probably could anyways, though. We only have 64 fielding. Let's see who else. Gary Sanchez. I don't think they've added the other ones yet. I guess I can talk about those right now, though. And some others in the ticket counter store that they're supposed to be putting in there is going to be a Dell Murphy and a Bruce Sutter. Now, the Dell Murphy, I'll just read off his stats right now. He has 96 contact versus righties, 96 power versus righties, but he doesn't hit lefties. His lefties is 55 contact and 52 power. It's a 96 overall card. I mean, I would just rather get the Gary Sanchez, to be honest. The Gary Sanchez is also going to be cheaper. But the Dell Murphy is going to have very good defense. He's going to have 97 arm strength, 88 fielding. It's just versus lefties. That's awful. And it's kind of weird because like his silver hits lefties really well. So anyways, and there's also Bruce Sutter. They already have one in the game. He's probably not going to throw hard. I really don't know much about him. Maybe they released him already, or maybe they're going to. I don't know. But honestly, all 3 of these cards really don't. Well, the Cliff Floyd looks pretty decent, but the other 2 kind of meh. I mean, there's a lot of solid cards in this game that people like, you know, don't really have the option to use. Have the option to use, but don't really do so in ranked seasons. It's more for like events or something. But even so, there's like a lot of diamonds that, you know, the events doesn't allow diamonds, and there's really no point in playing some of these diamonds. But I don't know. I kind of wish they would mix up the events more, make them a little more competitive, maybe 6 to 9 innings. It seems like events is being more tailored around like a BR style, which is fine. But anyways, I don't want to complain too much about that. I want to see these new missions. So I guess it's not a program. Here it is, Rich Computer. Okay, so I kind of read about this last night while I was on my way to work. Anyways, basically the main reward is this All-Star Chase Utley. He has, I don't know if anybody, I doubt anybody's unlocked him yet, but basically he's in the 70s for his contact, and he has good power, I think in the 90s of good fielding. A good card, yes, but for all the stuff you have to do, like all this stuff, oh my goodness. 15 home runs, 60 RBIs, the innings pitched, the wins, the K. I mean, it's not terrible, but 15. I mean, I guess that's not terrible. I can't play the computer that much. And then you have to collect 50 All-Stars. So basically what you have to do is beat the computer. So like you have to beat everybody in NL West, Central, East, AL West, and it just gets harder and harder. It'll go from like veteran to All-Star. Then once you defeat that whole division, you get a reward like for the, let's see, 0 out of 1. You basically have to do the entire division, AL East, and then you get this Wade Boggs. And these cards aren't that great really, but then if you do all those, and you do these stats, so like if you do the NL stats, you get 96 Wainwright, who was in the game last year. I love Wainwright, he's one of my favorite players, but this card's not very good, I'm just going to tell you that right now. And they have this Omar Vizquel, which is kind of a lot like Ozzie Smith. A cool card, a really cool player in real life. Not really that usable in my opinion on the game. Unless you don't have a very good team, you can just grind these out. I mean, these are cool cards to try, but I'm just telling you, like for CS and World Series, I would not use them. And then finally, I think the Utley's a good card, but I don't think it's worth doing all this, like especially for second base. Second base, like it's probably best just to put your cap there, and he'll be a lot better. Anyways, there's also some more BR rewards, and I kind of want to go over those a little bit, and we should be able to actually look at those cards. All right, so this is a card maybe using BR. It's not a bad card, really nothing to write home about. There's also Scott Kazmir. They had this card last year. Yeah, this exact same card. Honestly, it looks pretty similar. I think last year though he had a running fastball, and I don't think he had a curveball, and he had a circle change. So actually, it's a little different. That actually looks like a very solid budget card, to be honest. Looks like nobody has got him yet though. That's supposed to be a 9-win new BR reward. And then there's a Mike Napoli catcher. I'm actually interested to see this one. This was a good budget catcher last year. It was very balanced. I mean, this is the same card as last year. So very good power. I would say like the Gary Sanchez is better. Obviously, he's also a diamond, but not a bad like budget card, I guess. You have to be really good with the PCI though, because he doesn't have much contact or vision. He's also not going to give you much defensively, nor does he have much speed. This is probably a better card for last year. Like this year, I think you need more vision and contact. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. I feel like guys with really low contact are hard to use this year, even if you are precise with the PCI. And then finally, this new 12-game reward, Garrett Cole, actually looks pretty decent. And this is a card I would try. I wish his per 9s were a little bit better, but I know that his four-seamer can... I know his base is 96, so I'm assuming he can throw up to 98. He also has a sinker, slider, curveball, and changeup. Now, his slider is not like Syndergaard's. It's, you know, more like a normal slider. I think it's around like 85 to 87. So this looks like a pretty good card, in my opinion. This card was also on MLB The Show 15, obviously, and I don't know if he made Diamond that year or not. I think he got up to like an 89 overall, and it was a very good card that year too. So definitely a very usable card. It's going to be really overpriced though, since it's a BR reward. And then Johnny Cueto is another new starting pitcher. Now this is supposed to be out of packs. Basically, this was kind of like his old card before he went Diamond. Really, not really a big Johnny Cueto fan. It's like I'm always for more cards though. I'm never going to be against them. I think it's cool. And then finally, a couple more we'll go over. There's also this Diamond D Gordon. If you like the cheese, which actually is kind of working out this year. This card is also from MLB The Show 15. I remember that card art. Well, I remember the frame. I don't remember the picture if that was him or not. But this is a very solid card if you like to hit for contact, get on base, and still all that. A couple more cards we'll go over. This is Jason Worth, right field. I think this was in the game last year as well. This was a conquest reward. He hits lefties really well, so this would be good. You know, either a good platoon guy on your bench or a good guy to draft in BR maybe. He doesn't hit righties very well though. And finally, there's another catcher, Miguel Montero. He's an 85 overall, All-Star year. This is for the Diamondbacks. Doesn't hit lefties, hits righties, so I don't know. I probably wouldn't use this card. But it is what it is, and those should be all the new cards, at least as far as I know. There's also, well, I guess there's supposed to be two more. There's going to be a hardware Andre Dawson and a breakout legend Gary Carter. So those are supposed to appear in packs exclusively, or find them in the community market. This card is basically devalued because of the 99 Dawson. 99 Dawson's better in, you know, every single aspect really. When I think of Andre Dawson though, this is kind of what I think of him as, like a traditional right fielder. I think his 99 card, I don't know if, I don't want to be mean or anything, but I don't even know if he like deserves that really. But I just don't see people using this card because almost everybody has that card. But if you don't, you can get him right now for 34,000 stubs, so that's not too bad. There's also another catcher. There's a lot of catchers to choose from. They had a lot of catchers in the last like month. This Gary Carter card right here. Ooh, he demolishes lefties. Has decent fielding, so this is be like a platoon card. Unfortunately, a lot of solid catchers to choose from. It's just I almost think it's better to play your cap there. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it. A lot of new cards added. Let me know in the comments, guys. How are you liking the content this year? I'm really curious to see how you guys like this new Play vs. Computer All-Star Epic. I'm not going to do that at all. I mean, people that play offline, I'm sure they'll love it. It's pretty cool that they're adding them, or giving them more options. It's just a lot of grinding for some very mediocre cards, in my opinion. Anyways, guys, this is Cardinal Bird 5 signing out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Peace.